What's up, guys? Welcome back to Reese Motorsports, home of Corey's Garage. I was just going to do a quick little update video, not a 25-minute, what do they call it in Congress when you filibuster. Not a filibuster today. Anyways, I was going to mount my bell housing and adapter onto my transmission, which I was hoping for one of the last few times, but ran into a little setback. In all my excitement and eagerness to get it together as one piece and mount it to the engine to temporarily mount into the chassis to make my mounts, I broke off a mounting tab on the case of the transmission, and that sucks. So that is a setback. I did take the transmission with me to work because we do have an aluminum spool gun welder, and basically like a MIG welder for aluminum, and the case being very porous cast aluminum. It's not super duper strong itself. I mean, obviously it's strong for everyday driving use, but to weld, I guess the porosity of the metal causes it to be weak at break points, and it's kind of hard to weld into that and make it strong. So I tried. It was back together. I was going to bolt the belt housing and adapter back on, and it wasn't exactly flush with the rest of the case. And so it basically, when I put a little more torque on that bolt, it cracked where the welds were. So I figured it would. I was hoping it wouldn't. So I just went ahead and took that off, cleaned off the area, and so now it's a little bit of a setback. I was worried that it was going to be another $300 or $400 for another transmission, and I was able to find just the empty bare T5 case on eBay for like 80 bucks. So I went ahead and purchased that, and that is on its way. So a little bit of a setback, but I'm still well under T56 price. I do hope that eventually it will hold up and everything will work, and all that good stuff. So a little bit of setback on the transmission, but that's building cars, stuff happens. In other news, I did get my differential put back together, so I will try to show you all that. So that is all one assembly now. So I've got the little tail housing and all that stuff put back together. I did have one issue, and I don't think you're going to be able to see it too well because I just have my shop light in here, but this little bolt right here that is the longer of the bolts, it's like 4 or 5 inches long. It goes through the majority of the bottom of the differential there into the housing. That snapped off, and it has rusted itself, completely seized in its little area right there. And I tried heating it up several times with a torch, soaking it in PB blaster, air hammering, everything, and it would not budge. So I just ended up cutting the end off on the flat side and grinded everything smooth and just RTV'd the snot out of the mating surface. And of course, cleaned out all the welding slack from welding the differential gears or the spider gears in the diff. And just gonna send it. I mean, I'm not banking on this to hold big power or to hold forever, but at least for it to get on the road and move under its own power, it should suffice. All the rest of the bolts are, RTV'd and impacted down to, 3 or 4 ugga-duggas is the torque spec. So that should hold for just getting it to move and, driving it around a little bit. I may or may not do any track days with that setup because that will pretty much guarantee a failure. But that's back together. Stub axles are back in. The body is, a little crusty and rusty, so I might grind that down and paint it just to make it look a little bit better, but it's not like people are going to be up under my car checking my cleanliness of my differentials. Sorry, I dropped my light. Or differential, rather. But yeah, that's just my quick little update. Wife is out of town again this week, so that frees me up for a couple hours here and there in the garage in the mornings before I go to work. So that's what I'll be working on. I guess look for a few more videos in the weeks to come. I'll get that case in. I may or may not have a transmission shop put all the guts in it for me because that's a little out of my comfort zone. I can do a lot. Obviously, I am ASC certified technician, but I've never tore apart a transmission, and there's a lot of little parts, and I have big hands, and I don't want to lose things, so I might have a local transmission shop do that for me. But stay connected to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, share. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll try to keep you guys included and excited going along.